Friends, welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate. Today, here we go. Boy, oh boy, hold on. Why aren't you loading? I'm trying to share the screen and it's not loading. For some reason. Everything that I've clicked is going all at once. Gosh, I hate it. It's got to be the virus scanner. It's got to be the absolute. Something is absolutely interfering with my system. So it's literally pausing everything. All right. Now, friends and fans, I'm really sorry about this. I was told I was they fixed able to change scenes, and yeah, now I'll try again. Am I live? That's a good point. Okay, add to the stage. Right now, I cannot tell if I'm live. I got it. Stage. And now, yeah, suddenly it's driving me nuts. Right now, I cannot tell if I'm live. Right. I'm just going to have to wing it now and hope, because I can't record. If I try to record, it crashes. So, let's see. I'm running out of hard drive space, so I can't record. I got to do this live. Otherwise, I end up with all these huge files on my system, which I then have to upload, and often large files are rejected. Rumble, none of these studios care. I don't know what it is. They blame my internet, they blame my computer, and I shouldn't be complaining. It's nothing you can do about it. And the thing is, let's see, try to keep an eye on chat, and every time I do that, yeah. Okay, pop out chat. Yeah. Wants to load everything every time. All right. Bugger, it's not working. All right. Here goes. Sorry, if I missed your chat message, it's because it's not working. Isn't that great? All right. Channels and Trolls. From September 2018, the reincarnation, the rebirth, the resurrection of the 1975 tabletop fantasy role-playing game, which has the honor of being the second RPG, the first being Dungeons and Dragons. Now, the 2015 edition is at a low price of $7.95. This gives you. Now, this is one of two offers. Now, for $7.95, this gives you the Revived Solitaire edition. This is a fun manga-style set of Tunnels and Trolls quick start rules with everything you need to play solo in this collection. Some settings, some adventures. Now, however, if you pay above the threshold price of $19.46, still worth the price. You get of the revival, you get the Ganemaster edition with 10 more titles worth an additional $40.50. Now, these are all older titles, but they are high quality scans. And included is the original high-quality scan of the original 1980s and 1990s hard copies. The text is clear, though not copyable, as optical character recognition hasn't been applied. Now, there is a Kickstarter. We'll get to that later. Now, in this, you get the Quick Start set. This is Tunnels and Trolls Adventures in Japan. It's a fun introduction to Tunnels and Trolls from Japan, manga style. 4 Tunnels and Trolls solos. If you have trouble getting enough friends together, you've got 4 mini adventures. You have Battle School, learn how to fight. Goblin Girl with a trident take you down. Guess that meant to be an insult. Buffalo Castle, a solitaire adventure from the even predating the Choose Your Own Adventure books, intended for first level fighters with no magic. It is expanded for 3rd edition and adapted. Sea of Mystery, Scary Tales of Pirates and Slavers, Carnivorous Plants, the dreaded Vampire Demon, and more. And Sorcerer Solitaire, as the title suggests, monsters are deadly traps for await you for the ambitious mage. Next, we have some mid-level adventures for Tunnels and Trolls. These are classics. Agent of Death, Naked Doom, and Sewers of Oblivion. They are all with full-color maps. New forward, there's been lots of little additions over the years added to the original, or scattered all the way through. These are all, as you can see, they're recolored, 2015. They're all updated, recolored, and reprinted. They were published all the way through the 80s and into the 90s. Now, they have made, Tunnels and Trolls has made a huge comeback and recently outsold D&D for the week. Last week, outsold D&D. I mean, this is highly popular. Death Trap Dungeon is a original dungeon. I know that name may sound familiar. It has been copied across many RPGs. It's the original Death Trap Dungeon that predates Choose Your Own Adventure books. Elven Lord Deluxe is a book introducing you to the City of Terrors to expand Tunnels of Trolls, where you have the City of Gold and its environments around them, whether it be the barbarians lurking in the jungles, pirate raids, criminal gangs, smugglers, cutthroats, and the horrors in the north. And to further expand it, you have Goblin Lake, a subterranean labyrinth through one of the original solos. Yeah, Caverns of the Goblins. As the name suggests, this contains all new art, however, so if you wade your way into wealth or ignominious a pointless and anonymous death. There you go. But what will you find? Yeah, these are all explorations. Now, if you level up, which I recommend you do, you get the deluxe edition. Now, I have the deluxe edition. This is the 2015 edition of Tunnels and Trolls, which does include the Gamemaster screen and the monsters and the Adventures Compendium. Now, it also comes with the Vault of Horror, which is one of the original. Robbing the vampires in their own lairs, if you dare, and 4 more classic adventures. If you dare. Now, Tunnels of Trolls. This is the original scan of the 1975. Now, this was an addition to the 2013 Kickstarter. Now, the original stretch goal was to reprint the original rules for however, this was Ken's last copy. Someone did, so they did, right? So Ken bought Ken's last copy of Tunnels and Trolls and scanned it. The original 43-page rule set from 1975, sufficient to play any solo adventure to date. Still contains all the original material. Most of they've only expanded. They've never contradicted or erased past rules, apparently. And again, Tunnels and Trolls has a Kickstarter, which is going to finally bring it to a new age. Rebellion Unplugged, a Tunnels and Trolls fan, has put together everything and even bought Tunnels and Trolls. So yeah, you had so you had this lasted quite a long time. There's over 30 years of role playing brought together here for a very interesting price with 7 days to go. All right, so we appear still to be online. Still appear to be live. Thank God, knock wood. All right, so moving on, we have Tunnels and Trolls Adventures, a collection for $12.95. A collection of adventures for $12.95. This is the beginner's bundle plus 23 complete adventures. One single price for the entire set. The beginner's bundle. It's a full color introduction, many rules, 2 adventures, and maps to get you started. And then you have 18 solos, a whole lot of solo action, and 5 Game Master adventures. These require a Game Master and a party But if using your imagination, I am sure you can do this solo. Well, not solo. Your solo character could have some, pardon me, NPCs and be your own game master. Doing it is highly popular. Now, again, for the price of the entire bundle, $12.95. So for the price of 5 Tunnels of Trolls Adventures, you also get 18 more free, and the beginner's bundle free. It's a bargain for fantasy role-playing adventurers. I recommend Tunnels of Trolls, of course. I'm not paid to do this. And Scion. Now, this looks interesting. This is a modern RPG with modern godhood from Onk's Path. Now, the original hero collection is $14.95. Scion is a tabletop role-playing game about the children of gods discovering their birthright in the modern world. The myths and shadows are real. Legends become true because you make them become true. You're fighting in a realm of rival gods, bound fate, vast titans, and the underworld. This is a story path system. This supports any power level. You can bring your campaign as a mortal, awakened hero, or a demigod. Arm yourself with divine relics, fabled allies, and powers gifted you by divine parentage. Now, $14.95, you get 9 second edition rules. However, if you level up and pay the threshold price above $31.26, you get the entire demigod collection. All right, pay the minimum price, and you get Book 1, The Origin. This is everything you need to start your characters. Now, this comes with a phone version, so you can load the character or load your rule sets onto your phone and display them without having to worry about distortions. Now, so you have the phone version in text, ready-made characters to get going, and a quick start. As well as that, a useful collection of charts and tables. Heroes. Everything you need to expand, right, on the divine. More miraculous powers, more knacks and boons, more information about the world, and new Pantheons. So quite a lot there. And the player's guide gives you everything you need to discover what's lurking beneath reality. Creatures of every kind who dwell in the darkness. Level up, which I recommend you do. You get book 3, Demigods. This is where it really starts. This is the stage in your evolution. There's new gods, new powers, and you expand. You're now a demigod. You have new paths, and how to become a god. And you've got some scenarios to play out with and some more screens with more charts. Now your compendium adds more information to the world, more cults, crafting, relics, new pantheons, and a guide for converting first edition characters to second edition. So it's a changeover. The Titamancy. This is the God's War. There are new threats. The Titans have new servants. So you got Titans, you got adventures, antagonists, and more powers. And of course, last but not least, you're not the only powerful being out there. There's various Denzians who many strange and powerful brains. Some are villains, some are just chaos incarnate. Others are more conflicted and may be victims of themselves, of course. So, powers of the divine. If you're into modern role playing, urban fantasy, this is for you. Tunnels and Trolls for your fantasy players. Next up, we have a tabletop fantasy game by Odin's Beard, Runekhan. A Runekhan collection, $9.95. Interesting, low price. As the start, the whole bundle, one price. This is about the Norse fantasy saga. Okay. So what is the Norse fantasy saga? Well, death is not the end. This is a rulebook that contains everything you need to run a brutal one-shot, tense dungeon delve or epic campaign in the spirit of Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Dynamic reactions, block parry, backstab, speed up your combat. Play solo with runes-based oracles, freeing from your curse of scheduling, or built-in random Viking adventures. So it's another solo game, but it comes complete with beasts of many kinds. And as you may know, many familiar names in there, because most of your familiar beasts and demons of folklore do come from the Vikings, even your Germanic, all the way through, even the Russian, all the way through Europe. It's a huge impact. Of course, that's not the solo origin of elves. Elves, dwarves, goblins, and dragons are found throughout almost every folklore. I cannot say with certainty how many folklores do not contain it, but there are many adjacent folklores to, like some American Indians talk about the elves as nature spirits. So did the Greeks for a while. Then they accused them of being dryad, woodland spirits. Then they accused them of being nymphs. Those were also woodland spirits, but they tend to be more frivolous in nature. So there's been various accusations of what the elves were. So the Greeks were approaching folklore sometimes from the past rather than writing folklore as if they were living in the present. So it was possibly stories of fantasies about other things they heard. But it's for the Greeks to have influenced the Vikings, and in turn the Vikings to influence the Greeks and many others, created such a wonderful, exciting world to explore. And the Runekhan brings that to life. You have the 9 realms with various maps for encounters. Leaden Grit, the Dark Tower, Man with No Name, gunslinging in the apocalyptic Wild West, though getting off the beaten path here, and Midnight of the Century Primer Occult serial killer investigation based on the Odin Beard RPG called Horror. So, yeah, Runekhan is quite interesting. There's a couple of weekends of adventure if you want to go off the beaten path. Next, we have the Magpie Apocalypse Mega. This is a huge mega pack. 10 days to go. 25 role-playing ebooks, each their own game. 25 games. Now, $17.95 gets you the starter collection. Now, these are all from Magpie Games, all powered by the Apocalypse rules system. Right, so there's more than a dozen. Let's see, $7.95 gets you 10 titles, DRM3, and yeah, these are more than a dozen. More than a dozen if you level up. $39.96 gets you 15 more titles, so a total of 25. And first up, Avatar. Don't need to say more. Pay the full price. Get Avatar. Though you don't need to pay full price to get Avatar. There's more to come. Avatar, the role-playing game. Root, the role-playing game. This is about woodlands. It's fun and interesting. Mask. If you remember 90s cartoons, these are assorted heroes who are teenagers trying to work their way through life. Now, these also come with phone edition rules. So, Bluebeard's Bride is based on an old story about the bride of Bluebeard who discovers that all the previous brides, he's a serial killer, basically. And you're trying to survive, escape, or even transform. The Passions is stories ripped from telenovela. If you don't know what those are the Spanish romance novels turned into little mini TV shows, mini series that go on forever and ever. Everybody's sleeping with everybody, and everybody is trying to duel or outdo or belittle others, and you get, it's drama. This one, Epilion, a dragon epic, a role-playing game about dragons fighting evil. This Avatar, Epilion, Undying, a vampire struggles across years and centuries. Crossroads, a carnival edition. It's about a carnival. Passing, so shapeshifters, aliens on Earth. But you're still Undying, Epilion, Mask, and Avatar makes it just straight away for $17.95. So that makes that purchase very, very strategic and budget. But why I really recommend up is you get the bonus material, which expands the Avatar universe to all 5 eras and all lands. And you've got a guide to adventuring in all the various locations. Now, Cartel is just basically play a Cartel member. Root, this expands Root into the clearing. Actually, this is a nice little game you can have with your kids. Mask expanded. Bluebeard Bride, more rooms, more keepsakes. But it also expands the dragons in Epilion. So 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons to buy Magpie Apocalypse, the full pack. I know it is not cheap, but if you bought them alone, let's see, what's the full price? $422 is the full price if you bought this today on DriveThruRPG. So it's quite the bundle. I have new members. I've had a few people join recently. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. This gets you all the notifications for tabletop news and my gaming. And if you join as a paid member, you get access to my RPG. And it is growing. I have added recently a new article on metamagic and new artwork on new spirits. Now there are some maps and that available and other things, but predominantly I'm hoping to grow my own community and build my own role-playing game, and hope to have some rules out soon, playtest. Now, DriveThruRPG, world's greatest, largest download online store for role-playing games. It's the largest. And today's bestseller for the last couple of days in a row, an Electro bestseller, is Alone Against the Zone. And as you see, so often the top selling games are no longer Dungeons and Dragons. And this has been consistent for years now. So alone against the zone. Now, yes, I'm going to say as a proviso, there are lots of D&D and successful D&D creators on Kickstarter. But when it compares to the overall, yeah, once you get the initial handful of 30, maybe somewhere, maybe 2,000 fanatical fans, who, yeah, after that, it's not the heights of D&D where you would see a genuine bestseller of a D&D novel, right? 90s, you saw bestsellers be D&D novels. How the Mighty Have Fallen, and again, overproduction, trying to flood the market. Alone Against the Zone is exactly that. You're in crumbling ruins. It's post-apocalyptic, and storms are mercilessly erase the careless. You carry little. You have a weapon, a faded map, and a stubborn will to survive. You must walk, you must listen, you must endure. Alone Against the Zone is a solo survival game of hard choices, survival at any cost. Resources are scarce. And all you need is you, pen and paper, and some dice. As I said, solo games have exploded. The Warren of the Rat King is a D20, though you can play it with D20 Lite. Warren of the Rat King is about the forgotten threats of the Ratkin, the hive-minded race of humanoid rats tunneling beneath the land. This is a new domain for solo dungeon crawls. This is from Blackoath Entertainment, so it's actually part of their world. Keir Nathos, Into the Midnight Throne. So you have unique mechanics, swarms, casts, a persistent domain. So you just can't destroy them. Right. These are not dedicated enemies that stay dead. This is a persistent threat. Relics and hazards and multiple endings. What is your fate? Well, you know what happens to those who take on the Rat King. The Rat King goes, oh, yum yums. Next we have follow-up, right? Last week, Dystopia Dawn had not met its goals. It was going nowhere. This week, I'm proud to report that it is actually going somewhere and it's met its goal. So, yeah. I know it's nice to see a little guy succeed on Kickstarter, which was Kickstarter was intended for the little guy to succeed. It's just been hijacked by professional artists. But we can't deny them a living just because you want to see the little guy. Now, another little guy making it a success is the Geomancer Pathfinder. They got some backers as well, so it's another successful Kickstarter. Tunnels and Trolls was a successful Kickstarter, but it's gotten way bigger and just had more and more backers. We have 4 days to go, so this one's over. This one is going to be a hit and is outselling a lot of D&D right now. And what path do you take? Might and power, yes. Now, new started yesterday. Actually, technically yesterday, but it's been 12 hours. Planet 28, final edition. New print of Planet Run of 28. Second edition alongside a new host of expanded content. And they just picked up more. They almost reached their goal. Today, it's been going off all day. It's been going up all day. It started at 0 when I found it. Now, it's expanded, printed, updated, new wave of expansions. for Planet 28. And what is Planet 28? Sci-fi fantasy skirmish game. First published in 2020, it's grown from a 12-page to a full wargame system while retaining its player toolbox approach. Yeah, this is the final edition. Demand has not stopped, but this is an update. 6 years feedback, more challenges. Looking forward to this is the final edition, the best version of the game, they hope, and they want to move on. Okay, this is rare in role playing. Well, a lot of people, they build a world, they cling to that world, and they want to keep expanding that world, and you end up with the situation like Forgotten Realms. You start, you have all these wars, you have these you bring in all these, you bring in new lands, Miskata, the Land of Fate. You really expand the globe, and really what happens is because you started with a small map, people have added their own content over the years. They even have their little Crow Coast, Dragon Coast ventures, on, and over the years it's just gotten to the point where there's just so much material. A new person comes along and they go and the people balk at it. It's the same. Every D&D system is the same. It's not a 32-page booklet. It stays a 32-page booklet, and when it goes from one every quarter to one every month to three every month, and then 5-10 years later, it's like 3 stacks of books, and you've got castles and strongholds, strung across the land, and then all of a sudden, the interest dies. And then people go, what do we do? Yeah. Hey, so shout out to Tom Landry. Thank you for coming, Tom. Batty Commander. He's got some interesting stuff going on over at his Rumble. I couldn't think of it right there. Rumble, it's got some very interesting stuff going on Rumble. And I'm not saying that just because I occasionally appear on his streams. He's got some interesting artwork, animations. That's what I was trying to think of. Animations. Yeah, Tom. Shout out to Tom. Yeah, thanks, Tom. But thanks for guys. I find as a writer, the best writing I develop from RPGs. I study them, I read them, I look into the lore, and it helps me focus and build my own unique stuff without copying. It's just all inspiration, right? All inspiration. It's like, I'm sure D&D did not rip off Tolkien, right? It was all inspired. But now that actually, the interesting part is, and why I've been stalling, is to get past that 30-minute mark, because what was happening was my Rumble account would automatically shut down every 30 minutes. And I couldn't upload anything longer than 30 minutes. I couldn't live stream for more than 30 minutes. Now I can't upload anything to locals. I think my locals is what's the problem. It's corrupted. And I've only got a limited account now there, and I'm not gonna update my account to just so I can stream for longer to Rumble. To locals when there's not enough support. There's not enough support on locals, and no, you still don't get live chat off Rumble and locals anyway on Rumble, which is weird. Planet 28 looks interesting. If you're into space sci-fi stuff, it gives you clues, bugs, and stuff like that. Personally, yeah, miniature games, warband games. I'm looking more like I see a lot of card games on Kickstarter, and I don't know what it is about card games, but I've seen some go from within one day go from a few thousand to a few hundred to a few. I mean, from a few hundred to a few thousand uh, backers. Now, this, this is a nice niche little product that is going to definitely meet its goal. It's no one should anybody doing Kickstarter. I tell you right now, I've never seen a successful Kickstarter that's gone long. I've only seen those who are on 30 days. This one was 30 days. This one and this one. This one sat around for too long. And having chopped their time down, they got the people on board. They were sitting at zero for a while. Oh, I don't like to see anybody fail. I've failed. I admit we all fail from time to time. Before I go, just a quick little plug for my Future Fantasy RPG. Support me from $1 a month. No, I'm not Sally Struthers. I wish it was $1 a day. The $1 a day would keep you in KFC, right? In the 90s. Inside joke there, folks. Inside joke. If you know, you know. You don't, you don't. But yeah. I commissioned these artworks. This is new, and I've got more new artworks to come. And I'll be updating a lot of my material soon with the new artwork. Still got a lot of artwork that needs to be done. And it's not, I could do it, well, I could spend a couple of weekends to do it probably with some AI, not all the stuff on AI, but I'm not, okay? I have a friend who's an artist. I support him. I pay him. I pay to do the artwork for me. And yeah, I think anybody who is anyone does not want. I could say, yeah, it's different if it was AI movies because, sit down and animate an entire movie. That's different. Everyone knows what Pixar is now. They didn't know back then what it really was. And yeah, Pixar put a lot of animators out of business. And I don't think Pixar is going away. I just think a lot of people are no longer going to be as supportive of Pixar or as sympathetic towards Pixar as they used to be, now knowing that Pixar uses a lot of computer AI to generate tasks. So they generate the keyframes and the computer fills in the gaps between them. Well, yeah, it made Steve Jobs $1 billion and enough to buy back Apple. Made Disney billions of dollars, enough to keep their studios open. But in the end, if people can't afford your product, they're not going to come. I seriously think AI is it's like it's a double-edged sword. It's going to democratize live entertainment. People will be able to live stream and create video games soon because that's the next logical step. Once they get movies, video games, your own stories, it is a challenge. At what point does the human artist, because that's the thing, if you're creating your own original works, the problem I think most people have AI is when they're ripping off everyone else. And right now we have a lot of that going on. And I know this is a tip to all you people out there. If you ever think about streaming on YouTube, you better be careful with the AI because this is why I use original artwork. so that I don't get into trouble. I always use original artwork. And if you're using AI, make sure you're using original artwork or licensed material. And remember, when your AI shuts down, your licensed material could go with it. So read the fine print, folks. That AI song you wrote, that may not be, you may only get royalty rights for a period, but you don't own it for a lifetime. Or if that AI shuts down, you no longer have license to that material. So again, I think just a tip about role playing. I do it for challenging my imagination, and it's fun, really is. So thank you all for